drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
Hello everyone watching this video and a warm welcome to Edupedia World. I am Mansi Garg and I'll be your tutor for today and we'll be studying geography. The topic for today will be ozone layer. As discussed in the previous videos related to atmosphere, we did a brief overview of atmosphere, its composition, the various gases found in it, its structure, that means the different layers of atmosphere. Now coming on to ozone. Ozone is a form of oxygen. It is present in rare amounts in the Earth's atmosphere. Approximately 1 molecule out of every 2 million is present in the atmosphere is ozone. In the stratosphere, it is produced by the action of high energy radiation from the sun striking some molecules of oxygen and then converting them into ozone. Ozone or trioxygen is an inorganic molecule with the chemical formula of O3. You must be seeing the formula and its pictorial representation on your screens also. It is a pale blue gas with a distinctly pungent smell. In the troposphere, ozone is generated only in small amounts, but in the stratosphere, at 20 to 50 kilometers above the sea level, it is present in significant amounts. High energy sun radiation strikes oxygen molecules and convert them into ozone, which I also told you earlier. It is a protective layer which absorbs the harmful UV radiations of the sun. Coming on to ozone layer depletion. What is ozone layer depletion actually? Ozone decreases by sunlight acting on a number of pollutants in the air. These pollutants are emitted by jet aircrafts and by the hydrocarbons from automobile exhaust. Scientific evidence indicates that stratospheric ozone is being destroyed by a group of manufactured chemicals containing chlorine or bromine or both. These chemicals are ozone depleting substances. You also would be seeing on your screens how the ultraviolet rays from the sun, they come up to the earth and they react with the CFCs emitted from the homes and industries, which are further broken down in the atmosphere by the action of sunlight. The chlorine and bromine thereafter released by these reactions is the major cause of breakdown of the ozone layer. The concentration of ozone in the upper atmosphere is protective. It absorbs the heat of the ultraviolet rays of the sun. The ozone layer in the stratosphere also protects the earth and its biosphere from the extra heat, but there is danger of its depletion through harmful chemical gases and increase in the level of carbon dioxide in the lower atmosphere. Coming on to what is an ozone hole. You must have heard this term many times by many people, but what actually is an ozone hole? Is it like a hole that we have in our clothes or a sheet of paper? No. An ozone hole is an ozone depleted area. It was detected through satellite imagery conducted by the NASA in the USA. Subsequently, much scientific research has been going on. And annual data is being maintained and efforts by almost every country are being made to reduce the breaking down of ozone molecules. The discovery of the annual depletion of ozone above the Antarctic was first announced in a paper by Joe Farman, Brian Gardiner and Jonathan Shanklin, which appeared in Nature in May 1985. Later, NASA scientists reanalyzed their satellite data and found that the whole of the Antarctic was affected. The largest ozone hole was noticed in September 2000 near Antarctica. The formation of the ozone hole has been attributed largely to the activities of man. Ozone depletion resulting in ozone hole is more common to Antarctica where temperatures are the lowest due to bitterly cold Antarctic winter. The stratospheric ice clouds promote the production of chemically active chlorine and bromine. This in turn leads to ozone destruction when sunlight returns in the Antarctic spring. On the other hand, the Arctic atmosphere, though cold, does not get cold enough for the creation of a fully developed ozone hole. Ozone layer depletion is one of the most serious problems faced by our planet Earth. It is also one of the prime reasons which are leading to global warming. Global warming is a concept that we will cover in the next video. See, this is the ozone hole we were talking about that was discovered over Antarctica and its conditions during the subsequent years after its discovery. Now, coming on to the causes of ozone depletion. Many chemicals, namely chlorine and bromine, are banned, which are thought to cause the depletion of ozone layer. Chlorofluorocarbons are regarded as the reason for ozone hole near Antarctica. From the 1970s, the depletion of ozone layers started to capture the attention of the scientists, environmentalists, and the world community at large. There had been a lot of research on this topic over these years to find out all the possible causes that led to this problem and the effects of ozone depletion. There had been also a lot of research to find out possible solutions to this problem. Let us see some of the important causes and effects of ozone layer depletion. Firstly, coming on to CFCs and chlorine. The main things that lead to the destruction of ozone gas in the ozone layer are low temperatures, increase in the level of chlorine and bromine gases in the upper stratosphere, etc. But the one and the most important reason of ozone layer depletion is the production and emission of chlorofluorocarbons. This is which leads to almost 80% of the total ozone layer depletion. There are many other substances that lead to ozone layer depletion, such as hydrochlorofluorocarbons and volatile organic compounds. Such substances are found in vehicular emissions, byproducts of industrial processes, aerosols, and refrigerants. All these ozone depleting substances remain stable in the lower temperature, in the lower atmospheric region, but as they reach the stratosphere, they get exposed to the ultraviolet rays of the sun. This leads to their breakdown and thereby the release of free chlorine atoms which reacts with the ozone gas, thus leading to the depletion of the ozone layer. Many chemicals, CFCs and chlorines. Factories and homes spew out CFCs, where when they reach the atmosphere, sunlight breaks them down and active chlorine in form of a byproduct is released, which reacts with the ozone molecules in the stratosphere and leads to the depletion of ozone layer. Many chemicals, namely chlorine and bromine, are banned, which are thought to cause the depletion of ozone layer. Chlorofluorocarbons are regarded as the reason for the ozone hole near Antarctica. CFC gases are used in refrigerators, aircrafts, and air conditioners. CFC compounds escape into the atmosphere and finally break down in the stratosphere. They produce chlorine atoms which destroy the ozone layer. See, here you can see the whole process of how this mechanism is performed. Now let us see how do we get a fully active separated chlorine molecule. Looking at the first part, what do we see over here? That UV radiation from the sun strikes the CFC molecule and causes a chlorine atom to break away. Then at the second part we can see that the chlorine atom reacts with the ozone molecule to form the chlorine monoxide and the diatomic oxygen. This is how an ozone molecule made up of 3 oxygen atoms is destroyed and converted to chlorine monoxide and diatomic oxygen. Now, when a free atom of oxygen, that is shown in the third part, reacts with a chlorine monoxide molecule, diatomic oxygen is formed and the chlorine atom is released to destroy more ozone. So you can see this is all of a cascade or kind of a domino effect that once initiated, will happen all over again, endlessly. Now coming on to another factor which causes the depletion of ozone layer are volcanoes. Volcanoes play an important role in ozone depletion. Large eruptions give out sulfur dioxide, which speed up destructive chemical reactions. Tropospheric ozone increases, especially in the northern hemisphere, but it is smaller and localized here. Another cause of destruction of ozone layer discovered recently are the solar storms. These solar storms consist of coronal mass ejections and solar flares associated with explosions on the surface of the sun. Coming on to the effects of ozone layer depletion. Let us discuss a few possible ones. The depletion of ozone layer allows entering of UV rays from the sun into the Earth's atmosphere, which is associated with a number of health-related and environmental issues. Human health, aquatic ecosystems, plants, trees, and materials, they all will be affected by the ozone layer depletion. Let us start with human health. Exposure to UV radiation from the sun can lead to increased risk for developing several types of skin cancers. Malignant melanoma, basal and squamous cell carcinoma are the most common cancers caused by exposure to UV rays. Next, UV rays are harmful for our eyes too. Direct exposure to UV rays can lead to cataract problems and also photokeratitis or snow blindness. Our immune system is also highly vulnerable to UV rays. Increased exposure to UV rays can lead to weakening of the response of immune system and even impairment of the immune system in extreme cases. Exposure to UV rays can also lead to the acceleration of aging process of your skin. This will result in you looking older than what you actually are. It can also lead to photoallergy that will result in the outbreak of rashes in fair-skinned people. In humans, exposure to UV rays can also lead to difficulty in breathing, chest pain, and throat irritation, and can also lead to hampering of lung function. UV rays affect other life forms also. It adversely affects the different species of amphibians and is one of the prime reasons for the declining number of amphibian species. It affects them in every stage of their life cycles, from hampering the growth and development in the larvae stage, deformities and decreasing immunities in some species, and to even retinal damage and blindness in some species. UV rays also have adverse effect on the marine ecosystem. It adversely affects the planktons, which play a vital role in the food chain and oceanic carbon cycle. Affecting the phytoplankton will in turn affect the whole ocean ecosystem. UV rays will also affect plants. They can alter the time of flowering in some plant species. It can also directly affect the plant growth by altering the physiological and developmental processes of the plants. Now, after all this talk about disaster, let us discuss some of the solutions that we can follow. How can we prevent global warming actually? Ozone layer depletion is not something that affects any species or specific country or region. The whole world is vulnerable to its after effects. That makes it important for each and every one of us to take actions to reduce ozone layer depletion. International agreements such as Montreal Protocol in 1987 have helped in reducing and controlling industrial emission of chlorofluorocarbons. More and more of such international agreements between countries are necessary to bring down the ozone layer depletion. At individual level, each and everyone can also contribute towards reducing ozone layer depletion. Buying and using recycled products, saving energy, using of public transport, etc. can do a lot in combating ozone layer depletion. The most important thing that we can do is spreading awareness. Our individual efforts will go a long way in saving the Earth's blanket and keeping our planet Earth livable for us and the future generations to come. The ozone layer is what saves the Earth and living organisms from the harmful radiations of the sun. It is necessary to understand its importance and work to control the depletion of this layer. Well, I hope you have got your facts and concepts straight in this video and would have understood that the Earth without ozone is like a house without a roof, and so let us pledge to save the ozone layer from this moment onwards. So, thank you and have a nice day.